Well, good morning everybody. I'm back at Ardbeg Castle. Just across the water here is a very prominent house. It's a ruin, but it's a very prominent house itself, and that's called Calder House. It was actually built, well, I think it was commissioned in the late 1700s by one of the Mackenzies. His wife weren't too keen on living in the castle, so he built this massive mansion, this massive lodge. And it's actually really bizarre, sort of beautiful building. It's obviously been destroyed, and it got destroyed when the Mackenzies lost power around here, and all their enemies decided to burn the house down. It was very luxurious though when you look at the house itself. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to head over there and see if I can get a decent shot when the sun does come up over there. Maybe get a shot of that one as well, which looks quite interesting. Yeah, so this is Calder House. It's absolutely beautiful mansion. It must have been lovely when it was in good nick. It's had like bedrooms, and what a view it got over the castle as well. So it's just stunning. But I've just come back from the castle just to get to Calder House. And what I saw is the light on the castle is just amazing. It's like beaming through, the sun is just beaming on the castle itself. And then obviously all this mansion here, this derelict ruin is in shade. So what that does is it really sucks the eye into the actual castle itself. So I thought I'd take a little handheld shot here, and it actually come out quite nice. So here's this shot, handheld. And if you think it works, here's the photo. Well, good morning and welcome to my second part of my three-part series on Assynt. This morning I've driven up from Margate Castle, and I've just got myself, just before Loch Inver, you kind of turn right and you come on this really dodgy single track road. If you're used to single tracks, absolutely fine, but if you're not used to single track, it must be a bit dodgy. You get all the way down and you get to what's called Clachtoll Beach. So I've parked up at Clachtoll Beach. Now you can't overnight camp here. There is a campsite here, so I can understand that. So stay at the campsite if you can. Unfortunately, they're not open at the moment in the winter, so I've had to camp somewhere else. But I've got back down to the beach, and the reason I'm here is there's a geological feature called split rock, and it makes for a real nice composition. So I'm going to head over to Split Rock and see if we can get some good shots. The only thing is that the light this morning was amazing at the castle, but unfortunately it's clouded up, and it did say it was going to do that. So it's gone a little bit dull and muted with the light, but it's that low cloud, so sometimes that's quite nice, because what it does is, because it's so low, you get some real depth to the sky. You can see it disappearing off into the distance, so it gives you some real depth and detail. So it's actually quite nice, and there's supposed to be a weather front coming through this afternoon sometime about 3 o'clock, and you can kind of see that weather front just coming towards us, and it gives you that kind of moodiness that's sometimes quite nice. Cool, okay, I'm going to head to the rock then. I'm going to walk around Clachtoll Beach first, and then we'll get to the rock, and we'll see if we get some good compositions. to the right hand side of the beach here. I can see the rock itself over there. I think there's going to be a little bit of rock hopping here to get in a good position. Watch your ankles. But yeah, I think I want to be kind of over this way a little bit. So I'm just going to hop over these rocks. It's pretty grippy, so it's not too bad. The tide's out as well, so it's not too bad. You get these beautiful colours. The water here, because the white sandy beach, and then you get this beautiful turquoise colour of the sea, which is really lovely. I'm not sure where I'm going to get that in this shot because I'm looking over it out into deep water. But yeah, so let's go on a little rock hop over here and see if we get a decent composition. Great stuff. So I've had a wander around on the boulders. It's not too bad. There's a few barnacles now, but it's really grippy stuff, so it's not too bad. The only thing I've got to be a bit careful is the tide is coming in. I've had a look at the tide and I'm right close to the rocks here, and the tide's coming in, so I've got to be really careful here, because the trouble is you get so engrossed on taking the shot and then all of a sudden you realise your camera's underwater. So I don't want to have long here. I'm going to have to move in a minute. But what I've found is a really nice composition. I've got some boulders in the foreground and the waves are crashing around them, and then as that wave comes in and then goes back out again, just timing it, and I'm getting about a 5-second shot, 6 seconds, and that's just enough for that wave to come out and go all the way, whoa, nearly. And that's giving me that beautiful detail. And that's the thing, is when the sky is flat, you've got to add a bit of interest using something else, and in this case I'm going to really slow it down and give it that wispy effect on the water. Now what I've got is the sun came out very briefly and I was very lucky, so it gave me a nice contrast. So I've got really bright areas of the photo and really dark areas of the photo, and what it's doing is screaming out black and white written all over it. And when you get into them situations where you've got really contrasty shots, then sometimes that's when black and white works. So I'll have a go with black and white. I might leave in colour, I don't know, we'll see. And then I've got this split rock in the distance there, and I've balanced that up. So I've got these big boulders with that water crashing on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side it's balanced up by the split rock. I'll flip you around and show you what I'm looking at. Here's the camera here, look, and as we come on down you can see I've got all these boulders here, and there's the waves crashing. Let me show you these waves, the crashing. You can see it's getting very close to my feet. Here's my feet here, look. And then as they go out, they just give this nice little line going that way down that little river. Can you see that going away there, look? That's beautiful, that's really nice. So that's what I'm looking for. And then that's balanced out by split rock in the top right of the shot there as well. So I think this is a really good composition, and I was really lucky that light came in and it just gave a bit of punch to it, a little bit of zing to it. So I'm absolutely delighted with this shot. Cool. I've done a bracket again just in case, because I've got these boulders very close to the foreground, and then obviously split rock is a good way away. So I've just got one, and that's really good sort of way to do your shots, is always do have one in the bag. You don't even have to use it, but always do that focus stack. Just have it in the bag, and whether you use it or not, it's be that one time when you've got a great shot and you're like, it's out of focus. We've all done it. Cool. Okay, I've got a big swell coming in here, so I think I'm going to go and take the shot. So if this shot works, here's split rock. Okay, that's me at Stoer Head, and the lighthouse office over here. I've got some really nice light down that way. And I can see like Stackpolly and Sullivan and all the other mountains over there. Over here is Skye, so I can see Skye, and actually right in the distance, a little bit away, but I can see this little island in the distance. That's the Out of Hebrides there. That's Stornoway over there, so that's looking right out. So the decision is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to explore this area a little bit. The light is really quite nice over there, so maybe a shot looking up that way might be pretty good. But I think first off, I just want to see what the lighthouse is looking like down there. So I'm going to head over onto the peninsula, onto the left-hand side of the lighthouse. There's some lovely rocks in the foreground here, and it's usual coastal stuff. Waves crashing in and around the rocks, so slow shutter speed potentially. So yeah, I quite like that. So I'm going to explore that first, and then we'll head on up to that way. Now what I wanted to do is to get really low and then have the waves crashing over really close to the camera. But when I got down there, what happened is by getting low, the overlap of the lighthouse with the cliff in front of it just made the lighthouse, all I was getting was just the tip of it. So I've realised I need to get a bit of elevation here, so I've come back up a little bit. What I've got is I've got a nice boulder, like sort of slab of sandstone, just at a nice oblique angle in the bottom of the frame on the left hand side, and when the waves come over they crash over and then kind of spray out, which is just lovely. And again, when I went low, that was overlapping again, so watch out for your overlap. So I've had to get up a bit higher just to get some separation from that, but I've got that beautiful element in the shot now, and I've got some lovely separation between that and the lighthouse. It's very similar to Ardnamurchan, and anybody who watched my videos on Ardnamurchan, I'll pop the link at the top there, but go and have a watch. And I did a couple of videos from Ardnamurchan Lighthouse, just further on south now, and it was very similar actually. It was quite nice. So yeah, go and have a look at that. Okay, I think I've got a relatively decent composition here, so let me get myself set up, and we'll see if we can fine tune it. Yeah, okay, I think I've got a really nice composition. Here's my camera here, I'll flip you around, and here's my camera. And what I've got is, and let's move out of the way, what I've got is, so here is this big boulder in the foreground, and can you see now by getting some elevation I've separated that, so I've got a bit of a gap between it. And as the waves come up and crash over it, and then they kind of spray out a little bit, it's fantastic. What that's doing is it's kind of leading the eye up to the lighthouse. There's the lighthouse, and then I've also got this boulder here, and that's leading the eye up to the lighthouse. So kind of the composition of this shot is everything kind of radiates out from the lighthouse this way and this way, and then this water, this little crack here as well. That all guides the eye to the lighthouse, which I quite like, because it's almost as if like rays of light coming from the lighthouse, which is what you would expect. So I think that's going to work really nice. I've still got this lovely blue turquoise colour of the water as well, which is looking good. Yeah, don't get me wrong, a bit of light would have been nice, but maybe a bit of black and white here might work. Okay, I think I'm going to slow it down. I'm probably going to do again probably about 5 seconds, something like that, just to get that water. Cool, I think I'm in good shape, and if this shot works, here's the image. weren't it? What a lovely shot. I'm delighted with that one as well. Fantastic. Now what I did then is I've thrown the drone, I'll get a bit of B-roll, a bit of drone footage. But what I did do is I just loved the shot, quite a high shot, a long way away, but I got all the mountains in the background with the lighthouse on the head, and it was just a wonderful little shot. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a photo with the drone instead of just doing the video. So what I've done is, now anybody's going to criticise me, my drone is just not quite right. One of the motors is not right. I'm trying to get it, it just keeps wobbling about the horizon. So before you put in the comments, oh, he's got a wonky horizon on his drone footage, something's gone wrong. It looks like I'm due for a new drone, so let me know in the comments below of what I should get. But yeah, so I've got the drone on, I've got this lovely shot, and of course I've been able to adjust the gimbal to get it flat with this one. And I took this beautiful image. So yeah, so if you like the image, here's a drone shot of Stoer Lighthouse. To shout because wow, what a noise this lot is making. Okay, selfie time, 20 seconds, go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, get out of it, it's soaking. Absolutely drenched. Ah! Well, it's going to be a get what you can day today, it really is. Well, I've had an absolute fantastic day today. It's been wonderful, really has. This is my second day in Assynt and it just absolutely delivered. It's been brilliant, it really has. What a great location, unique, remote, but still absolutely stunningly beautiful. So please get here. Now, if you like this content, this is my second day of the trip. If you like this content, do me a favour, head on down, give me a thumbs up. It does make a massive difference to my channel. And if you really like it, click on the subscribe and you can tickle the bell. I'm actually getting close to 2,000 subs now, which is really good. I'll be absolutely delighted if we get 2,000 subs. Cool, okay, I've got one more day here, so I'm going to go over to Stack Polly tomorrow, and we maybe even climb up it a little bit and see how high we get and get some beautiful shots looking over the Assynt Peninsula. Been great to have you with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Well, what an absolutely wonderful day I've had. It's been absolutely fantastic. What's fantastic? Tremendous.